Everyone, Tashban City Discovery Coach and Mentor, coming to you today with some quick realizations about the year, actually the last couple of years, but this has been coming up a lot. I wanted to share it here today. I know I'm not the only one that goes through this crap, so I'm sharing this in the sense that I want, or in the hope that I want you to know that you're not alone when you struggle with this stuff too, and when you realize, hey Dora, haven't seen you in ages. Sharing some big realizations for the year. And I've got this curl that keeps coming into my face because I spent too much time out in my run this morning and didn't have time to, so you have me in curls and mess today. But that's okay. That's nature's way, isn't it? Curls in the face. So I've been doing a lot of reflection this year. I've been doing a lot of experimentation. I've had a blast, and I think putting this ebook together, so I just released an ebook called Master Your Mind Shit, which you can download. I'll pop a link in here shortly, and I know you're going to read this on the weekend, Dora. But there have been so many realizations as I've experimented and played and tested my own ideas throughout the past year. And I think my biggest realization in all of this that I want to share is that it is my habits and my beliefs that are going to determine my success. It has nothing to do with the amount of knowledge that I have. It has nothing to do with the courses that I buy. It has nothing at all to do with what I have access to, the tools that I have, the resources that I have, the software that I sign up for. My success has nothing to do with any of that. I could have all of the courses, all of the programs, all of the coaches. I could have all of the resources, like everything there. If I have shitty habits and shitty beliefs, they're all useless. They are not going to get me anywhere because it is up to us at the end of the day. We can have the best coaches, we can have the best resources, we can have the best tools. At the end of the day, it's up to us, ourselves, to master our own mind shit, to master the excuses that are stopping us, so we can actually go and implement and utilize everything that we have at our fingertips. We have so much at our fingertips, so much so that it's probably overwhelming, and that's part of the problem. We can see so much potential out there. We can see so many people doing so many amazing things, and that, hey Deb, so we can see so many people out there doing so many amazing things, and we can't quite ever figure it out. And we sit here feeling like shit, and we sit here feeling useless, and we just feel really crappy about the whole situation and go, you know what, why can't I figure it out? What is my problem? Now, you have the same problem as anyone else. We are filled with mind shit. We are filled with expectation. We are filled with judgment and doubt and uncertainty. It's just that some people out there have figured out how to master it. Some people out there have figured out how to move through all of that anyway and still do the things they want to do. And that's the only difference. It doesn't matter how many courses you've bought. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have at your fingertips. I have thousands and thousands of pages of books. Like, I would never know how many books I have above me right now in my bookshelf. I'm looking up. Like, I have double layers in my bookshelf. That knowledge is not going to help me one iota if I'm not implementing any of it. If I read it and put it down and don't do a damn thing with it, that's not going to help me. That's like reading a diet book and hoping that I lose weight. Wouldn't that be amazing? So it really is, our biggest barrier is the beliefs and the habits that we have within ourselves as to how we're going to succeed. That is the only factor that will determine our success. It doesn't matter how many courses you buy, how many coaches you hire, how many friends and supporters you have around there. Hey, Chris, welcome. It doesn't matter. None of it matters at all, because over the years I've had access to amazing programs, amazing coaches, amazing knowledge. And I was the one, I was always the one that was holding myself back. I was the one that wasn't fully implementing. I was the one that was overthinking everything. I was the one that was worrying about everything, that was doubting my own ability, that was putting too much pressure on myself to do all of the things all of the time. And it's taken a lot of false starts. It's taken a lot of falls. It's taken a lot of face palms. I swear this hand is like this way too often these days. But I can share it knowing that they are lessons that not only have helped me move forward now, that are helping me bring my ideas to life, that are helping me step out and play and experiment and just show up in a way that feels good to me, instead of trying to second guess and work everything out in my head before I fully know what's coming next. So not only has figuring out the mind shit and mastering the mind shit that goes on inside my head every single day in all of us, but I see it as a true gift that I can help other people do exactly the same, because I know the language, I know the process so intimately as to the games we play, the denial we live in, the self-sabotage we inflict on ourselves, the never-ending expectation and doubt that we place upon ourselves each and every day. We can put the happy smile on, we can put the bravado on, we can put in that coat of confidence and go, yes, I've got it all under control, I'm doing all the things. And yet behind the scenes, you are freaking out, you are totally terrified, and you're stopping yourself from doing the things that you need to do. So ladies, let me know if any of this resonates. Like, surely I am not the only one that goes through this. I am not the only one that has these thoughts and these habits, these old habits and beliefs. They're so ingrained within us. They are so instilled, because I've been watching my kids lately, right? So my kids are 12 and 13. And they teach me so much about, and I can see when they were younger, I can see they were so free and open, and they didn't care what anyone thought. They just went and did whatever they wanted to do. And I was at my nephew's first birthday party on the weekend, right? And all the little kids, again, I did a video called Lessons from the Little Ones the other day, so I can link to that as well. Little kids don't care. They just go and do what they want to do. They jump off stages, they get wet, they muck around, they play, they're in the moment, right? The older my kids get, I'm starting to see limitations, in the sense that society puts limitations on them. They have to be this, they have to do that. Like, there's so much structure around what they're expected to do that air of play and experimentation is squashed. And especially in schools, it breaks my heart when kids are told and made, oh great, you can relate, Dora. See, I knew it wasn't the only one. So I look at the school system, and I know it has its purpose, but at school I really struggled, because academically I was there, I was getting A's, I was doing the hard subjects, the maths, the sciences, the histories, all the high levels topics, and I was getting the grades. But to be honest, I was absolutely miserable, and all I wanted to do was stare out the window and I just wanted to be somewhere else, right? And I see my son going through the same thing. He is so bored at school. It's not his place. It is not his happy place at all. And he's so stifled there. They have to sit still. They have to be quiet. They can't express themselves in the way that they want to express themselves. They can't go and explore and experiment and play and learn in a way that suits them and their natural style and ability. So, yeah, the school stuff, my God. Ken Robinson, watch his TED Talks, read his books. I just can't get enough of the work that he's doing, and I just wish change would come sooner. But that is where the problem lies, in the sense that as kids, we are molded to fit a certain workforce. We are molded to fit within society, and we stop trusting ourselves, and we stop allowing ourselves to play and experiment. And instead, all we want to do is meet someone else's expectations, because that's what we're taught to do. We're taught to meet someone else's expectations. So every time we think that we're not going to meet someone's expectations, or we don't know what the outcome is going to be, we retreat and we hold back and we hide, because, if I don't nail this, if this isn't perfect, I'm going to be, someone's going to say something crappy about me, or I'm not going to feel good because I'm not getting the big tick, I'm not getting the grade and the praise. Whereas I think it's the opposite. I think we should be praising ourselves for trying something new. I think we should be praising ourselves for experimenting and playing again and seeing what's good for us. Because for me, I was pushed into, by no one really, except for expectation and societal pressure, pushed into a career that was very lucrative financially, but it wasn't a good fit for me. And it totally shut off the best parts of me. So it's been a lot of years of unraveling that and peeling back the layers and having to retrain myself into how to be a beginner again, how to test things out, how to experiment and play without feeling like a complete failure. I spent enough years in the first few years of business feeling like a complete failure, because I wasn't getting success instantly. I wasn't completely clear on what my thing or my idea was. I felt like I had to put on this air of confidence that I didn't really have, like it was a mask. So inside I felt like a complete failure, and that fueled the mind shit and the excuses that went on with everything that I did. So mind shit, my definition of mind shit is the stories we believe that keep us playing small. And for those of you who haven't heard me mention mind shit before, it's a word that I've embraced because mind shit was always the word that used to come out of my mouth when I used to try and say mindset. So I'd want to talk about mindset, or I'd be discussing mindset, and mind shit would just come out of my mouth. And I thought it was quite appropriate because it really is a lot of shit that goes up in there that stops us from doing the things that we want to do. It stops us from playing and experimenting and doing the important tasks instead of doing the busy stuff. So we can go and fill a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade, keeping really busy, keeping everyone else happy, and then wondering why we're sitting there at the end of it going, oh shit, I've done nothing that I wanted to do. I've got all these expectations, all these dreams and these hopes, and nothing's coming to fruition. Hey, Belinda, welcome. Congratulations on the award you got recently. I can't remember the name of it, but I do see that you got an award, so congratulations. And you've been doing interviews and all that cool stuff as well. So yeah, I just want you guys to acknowledge that it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have. It doesn't matter how many resources you have at your fingertips. Yay, you called me Belinda. It doesn't matter how much stuff you have available to you, and the opportunity is endless. Oh my God, it's totally endless. Doesn't matter how much of that is going on for you, unless you sort out the mind shit, unless you stop the excuses, you acknowledge the excuses, and you see them for what they are. They're purely just resistance and fear, trying to keep you small and squish you down and keep you safe. Because safe is the feeling that we've grown to feel comfortable in. That's where society puts us. You know, get the good job, feel safe. Do this, feel safe. Don't stick out. Don't make a fool of yourself. Don't go and try anything new, for God's sake. And I want that to change. I want that to change for me. I'm making that change for myself. I want that for my kids. I don't want my kids to feel like they can't find who they're meant to be in life, that they have to completely conform to the rules that are given to them. I want them to make up their own rules. Within reason, of course. You know, I have a teenager and an almost teenager, within reason. But I don't want them to feel stifled. I don't want them to feel lost. I don't want them to feel unsure of themselves. I want them to be fully okay with experimenting with life and going out and finding what's right for them. My kids are completely different. They are chalk and cheese. You know, we're all individuals, and same family, same parents, same house, same upbringing, and yet they have completely different ideas and personalities and loves and passions and all of those good things. So I want them as individuals to go and explore what's right for them. Now, for us as adults, we've got a lot of work to do to unravel all of those layers and to dig into all the mind shit that is holding us back and holding us back and holding us back from the potential that we have, from the ideas that we have within us that are busting to come out. Now, I know there's a few of us in this group that are fighting that each and every day. Belinda, you've been doing some amazing things. I know we spoke, might have even been last year at Clarity Base Camp, just about all the ideas you had, and I've seen you take those steps forward. I've seen you bring those ideas to life, even when it's a bit scary. I'm sure it's always scary. And all of us, I see us taking steps forward, but I know there's so much more potential within us all. So Dora's saying you're amazing, and what you were saying makes complete sense, and I can relate to it. Yes, thank you, Dora. I really appreciate that. Like I know I've done a lot. I have really done a lot. And the more I sit back and acknowledge how much I've done in my life, how much I've achieved, it really does warm my heart, because quite often we focus on the negative. We focus on the stuff we haven't done yet. We focus on the stuff that we've failed at. We focus on all the bad stuff, all the failures, all the losses, all the could have, would have, should have, instead of acknowledging what we've actually achieved and realizing that we're bloody brilliant. And if we could just focus our energy on the brilliance that we have and the good things that we've done, that would just fuel our confidence to help us go and do a whole lot more. So Belinda is saying, if I waited until I thought I knew enough, I would never have said yes to the opportunities that have come my way this month. Had to put the perfectionism on the shelf and embrace these as part of my learning. Yay! That makes my day. That's what this is all about. We are never ready. We are never certain. We are never going to have it all figured out. We just have to keep moving in spite of that. And I love, love, love that you've done that, Belinda. Every time I've said yes to something that absolutely terrified me and I didn't actually know the how, it's been amazing. There's been so much that's come out of that. And that's what we need to understand and embrace. The stories we've created around why we can't do the thing are actually far worse than what's waiting on the other side of doing the thing. That's what I want you to take away from today. Yes. So Belinda's been doing some amazing things. We all have. That's the thing. Dora, you've done some amazing things. You've launched a business. Like you're stepping out. You're claiming your space. You're embracing something you love to do. You love to write. And you know you can help a lot of people with your writing. And you're doing that. And Deb, like, my God, endless support for your community in the work that you do. I mean, you are such an inspiration with everything that you do. How you show up, the ideas just pour out of you. But that's the thing, we need to celebrate all the cool stuff we're doing, all the ideas we have, the individual brilliance that we all hold. We need to focus on that and celebrate that instead of just going, shit, haven't done this, haven't done that, I failed at that, I'm crap at that. Like, enough of that. I'm sick of it. For me and for you, we need to celebrate our wins, acknowledge what we've been doing, understand there will always be resistance, there will always be mind shit. But my goal is to help you guys master that so you can keep moving forward and just see it for what it is. I mean, we're all vulnerable to it. We're all guilty of it. But it's just been the years and years and years and, oh my God, years. I'm in my mid-40s, a lot of years of this pressure to conform and this pressure to have everything figured out and this pressure to be perfect and this pressure to get the A and everything ticked correctly on your test. Okay? We haven't allowed ourselves room to play and experiment and to fail. We don't like the feeling of failure and we see that as a negative. I see failure now as a positive. I see it as an opportunity for growth, and I want more of us to see that too. I want more of us to be okay with trying something, falling over, going, wow, that was a fun ride. What did I learn from that? Let's go again. But instead we try something, we get really brave and we try something and we move forward. And it doesn't quite work out how we thought in our mind. So then we retreat and we hide and we shrink and we go back to playing small. Hell, it's a cycle that I've been through again and again and again. And I can justify it logically as to why I'm hiding, why I'm retreating, why I haven't done things that I want to do. But at the end of the day, it is just simply the mind shit keeping me small. That's all it is. So I have written this ebook. I'm going to put a link to it. I want you to read it. It's free. Dora, you've got yours waiting in your inbox. Belinda, if you're on my list, you have too. And Deb, anyone else that's coming in to watch, Chris, I'm not sure if you're on my list, but if you are, you have it. Like, I'm going to put a link here. Please read it. And what I would love for you guys to do is tell me which of the stories within there, within the Master Your Mind Shit ebook, which of the stories resonates with you the most? Which one are you most guilty of? And which ones have you overcome lately, or which ones are you going to tackle first? Because it's not until we start to understand our own habits and our beliefs and our patterns and start to really see the mind shift for what it is that we're going to have the success that we want. So I could throw you 1,000 courses. I could throw you resources to every piece of software out there. I could throw you access to amazing people. But until you believe that you can do it, until you believe that you've got it in you and you've got something brilliant to share, until you believe that it's okay to fail, then you're not going to do anything with it. It's going to sit there and clog up your digital library like all the stuff is behind in my laptop, and it's going to collect dust, and you're going to sit there going, I just can't figure out why I can't do the things. I just can't figure out why I can't make the success that I want. And it's because it's you holding yourself back. You're keeping yourself small. Now, I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying it with love because I'm there. It's a constant battle that I go through. But the more I face up to the mind shit, the more I understand it, the more I acknowledge it, the more I dig into it instead of denying it, the freer I feel, the more success I'm having, and the more, what's the word? I just feel more like myself. And I think that's the most important thing, is we put on so many masks over our lifetime that we sort of forget who we are. Like, I know when I left corporate, I had no idea who Tash was. Tash was the label she had on her office, the business card she walked around with, the kids that she had hanging off her. Like that, I didn't know who Tash was. I had no idea where she was, what she wanted, like why she felt so empty inside. And it's taken a lot of years to peel back the layers and start to explore who I am and what I want to do and how I want to show up in the world and who I want to be and how I want to help people. Like, it's not, oh, it's there, I've made the decision to figure it out, and it comes. It comes through experimentation. It comes through play. It comes through letting go of a lot of shit, a lot of shit. And that's what I want this ebook to start that journey with you. I want you to start peeling back your own layers and working through the excuses and seeing the stories for what they are and mastering the mind shit that is keeping you small and holding you back. Because I know you have amazing things out there in the world that you want to do, and I want to help you get there. I want to help you move through the crap that's holding you back. Maybe I'll make a t-shirt out of that, or a coffee cup. Let's move through the crap that's holding you back. Anyway, so that is my message today. If you are watching the replay, thank you for getting through to the end. Ladies, if you have anything else to comment or add, I would love to hear it. I would love you to get back to me and let me know once you've read the ebook. It's a quick read. It's not going to take you that long. But I want you to know which parts resonated with me, because hell, I've been through them all, and there's probably another 20 I could have put in there. But again, I don't have time to read this right now excuse. If I'd made it 50 pages, that excuse would have come up way too much. This is what you have to read. It's a tiny snippet of what's possible for us all, but it's the start of acknowledgement. It's the start of seeing the mind shit for what it is. And that's why I really want you guys to dive in and to read it and to take note, and to, every time you hesitate, every time you think about doing something and don't, every time you berate yourself for failing, I want you to think about, okay, is that reality or is that just the mind shit? Like, am I being too harsh on myself? Can I flip that around? And I'm all about the flip. How can I flip this negativity around to make it a positive? Every negativity, every negative idea, thought, process can be flipped around to become a positive. I've proven that again and again and again. So I have to jump off. I'm getting on to another call, but I had a quick break and I wanted to share that with you. So I'm going to put a link to the ebook in this post. I want you to download it. I want you to read it. It won't take long. Make a cup of tea. It'll take you a cup of tea to read it. Cup of coffee, glass of wine, whatever time it is. Deb's probably glass of wine or bedtime for you over there. You're welcome, Belinda. I'm glad you caught me live. I've been watching you from afar through the beauty of Facebook, and congratulations on everything that you've been doing. And all of you, anyone that's watching this replay, anyone that's on here live, congratulations on every single thing that you do. Okay? Just acknowledge it, accept how brilliant you are, and keep showing up, because there is so much out there waiting for us. And I want us all to experience what it's like to go out there and get what we need and what we deserve and what we want in life. So that is it from me. Have an amazing day, and I will speak to you very, very soon. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.